right, record. Go live. All right, I believe I am live now, even perhaps on Facebook. Go to feed. Let's try that again. Hope it's not allowing me. All right, let's try that. Create a live video. I'm trying this again, guys. I've already done it once and it didn't work, so I'm going to try it again. No, that's not what I want to do. Let's try it again. Let's go live. Set up a live video. I apologize. I will try to trim some of this, but I just went live on everything and nothing happened. So we're going to try it again. Let's see. Connect streaming video. All right. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I might have to go semi-live. I know I am recording on YouTube, so I can bring that over and actually edit out some of this dead air. But in the meantime, let us talk about A Child's Place CASA. Hi, I'm Tina Thompson. I am a very strong advocate. I'm a fan of what A Child's Place CASA does. As many of you know, we celebrated our 25th birthday, our anniversary just recently. And I want to show you where your money has gone in the last 25 years and how we'd like to proceed for the next 25 years. So I'm going to start out with a slideshow. Oh, I need to pull that up first. Hang on just 1 second. There we go. And then we want to go slideshow mode. There we go. All right. I may end up not doing this live because it seems like it's going to be easier just to make a various different types of sorry, that's the wrong one. Make different videos that I would do live, but then just post them up later because what I've got is not working the way it's supposed to. So, without my complaining, let's go back to talk about CASA. Let's see if it does better. There it does. Okay. CASA is one of 49 states. West Virginia and Ohio are 2 of 49 states that have CASA programs. There are almost 1,000, not quite 1,000, CASA programs in the United States. Our CASA particularly benefits Brooke and Hancock counties in West Virginia and Jefferson County in Ohio. We've been doing Brooke and Hancock for the 25 years and Jefferson for 10 years, which is great. It prevents those parents that think they can outrun children's services by jumping the border. I said we just celebrated 25 years of helping children, and the next number is wrong because I have dyslexia. It should say 2,025 abused and neglected kids in the last 25 years. That's a lot of people. Many of them are adults now, and many of them are productive adults. Let's talk about exactly what a CASA volunteer does. A CASA volunteers is the eyes and ears of the court. They talk to the parents, the kids, the families, the foster parents. They look at the records. They talk to the teachers and their doctors. They ask tons and tons of questions. And then they put together a report for the court. So the judge has a little bit more information on what's going on in that child's life to go on. We all know that our caseworkers, although they try their best to do a good job, they're overloaded. Each CASA volunteer will have 1 or maybe 2 families to work with, and that allows them more time, more ability to put more time into their cases. The CASA volunteer will keep track of things like monitoring progress, connect with the child's education. Do they need medical help? Do they need therapy? Do they need something else that will help them to become a better person? And the whole goal is to seek permanency. Where is that child best placed? And that's the permanency. What is required to become a volunteer? Many have asked us. Well, you're not out there alone. You start with 30 to 4 hours of training. Right now, we have a class going on that is currently in training, and then probably in a couple of months, we'll start another one. So if you're interested in becoming a volunteer, I will tell you at the end of this video how to get in touch with them and get that done. Before you can become a volunteer and start your training, you need to have a background check. And then you will also need references, at least 3 references, and they will not allow you to go to training until those 3 references have actually written back. I know some of us put references on everything we do, and nobody ever contacts them. That's not the case in CASA. They're asked to commit to the length of the case, which is usually 1 or 2 years. And it's usually about 10 to 15 hours per month. There's more hours as you're getting to know the case and the people. You're also required to become a stable person in that child's life. Sometimes in the foster care system, kids get transferred to specialists. So they start out with an intake specialist, and then they might go to a foster care specialist. And then if it's decided they need an adoption, they go to an adoption specialist. And even those roles change because it happens. It's over. The social workers are overwhelmed right now. So you become the stable person in their life. How has CASA helped in our area? Well, CASA helps achieve stability and permanency. That is the goal for each and every child. That may mean going back with their parents with a safety plan or some other way to make sure they're safe. It might mean going with family members or being adopted. Time is an important factor for this. At 60, a year of my life isn't nearly as impactful as it is when you're 4, because that's 25% of your life when you're a 4-year-old. That's too long to be away from permanency. And how does CASA make a difference? CASA volunteers help children to have less time in placement. The average child is, without a CASA, is 2 years. With the CASA, it's 1 1/4 year, sometimes even less than that. The average child in foster care might see 3 to 8 placements. 10 is not out of the range. Can you imagine going to 10 different places, learning 10 different rules about what's expected, and trying to adapt? That's got to be ridiculous. With CASA, they have fewer out-of-home placements. Less kids enter foster care when they have a CASA volunteer. Averages change, but there could be as many as 50% of foster kids end up back in foster care because they did not have a CASA volunteer. With the CASA volunteer, under 10% come back because they've done a lot more investigation into what becomes permanent and what becomes stable. Other benefits: educational success. CASA volunteers, CASA kids are more likely to pass their classes. They get help with their IEP, their 504s, tutoring, and even therapy. They are more likely to have stability in school. They have a third less school changes. And less than 60% of kids graduate in foster care. With the CASA volunteer, it's almost 100%. They also have therapy. Their behavior improves because of therapy and adult relationships, which helps that. Right now, trauma-affected therapy is the big name in what's going on, and even just pulling their child out of their home into another home is traumatic. So we need to make sure that all their needs are being met. And an overworked social worker is not able to do all of that stuff as well as one of the volunteers from a Child's Place CASA, mostly because we're volunteering. We're also only given one or two. Each volunteer gets one or two families, depending on what they want. And so there's not nearly as much as caseload. There could be 50 to 90 to 100 kids on a single caseworker's volunteer. On single caseworker's load. So that's really hard to do. Again, we talked about some of the educational services. They monitor checkups, dental needs, special needs like braces or ear tubes. And there's the mental health care, the trauma-informed therapy I was talking about, and school interventions, so that people can understand that typically this is how a child who's had this trauma in their life, they may be acting like this, and they may be acting like this, and they may be acting like this, but this is how we help. And honestly and truly, the best thing we can do to help with the trauma these kids experience is get them permanency. Every day they wake up and wonder what tomorrow is going to bring. The other thing is their social and developmental enrichment, school activities, sports, even things as simple as prom or getting a driver's license. Sometimes the caseworker just doesn't have the time for that. What are the psychological benefits? Trust is built with consistency, and the CASA volunteer becomes the consistency in that child's life. They also become the voice. To give a child a CASA is to give them a voice. To give them a voice is to give them hope. And to give them hope is to give them the world. And this was written by Pam, who herself was a CASA child. And once she got the volunteer, it's like her whole life, her whole outlook changed on how things were going. How can you help? Well, I mentioned that we were going to have an endowment campaign, and we're starting that up, ramping it up this year. And we could use your help with spreading the word to your friends and neighbors. Also, if you continue to share, like, and comment on the page, like every other social media person tells you, that would be great, because that allows the algorithms to show to other people who haven't seen this yet. You can look at YouTube. We will be placing all of this on YouTube as well, and we have all the past years there if you want to see some other things that have happened. So you can go to the YouTube page. You can go to the Facebook page if you're watching this on YouTube. You can go to our website. The website is Child's Place CASA, and we were having some technical difficulties with that as well. So hopefully that is up by now. It may not be, but I hope it is. And then you can email childsplacecasa@comcast.net. And that would also, if you have any questions, feel free to contact them. All right, let's get back to me. There we go. My smiling face. All right, so that's today's little nugget. I just wanted to pop up here briefly and let you know that we're accepting donations. If you want to go to the donation page, which has other interesting facts and figures, you can go to, write this down, go.rallyup, RALLYUP.com /show, SHOW, CASA, CASA, love, LOVE, all one word, and then 2026, also part of that word. And that will lead you to the page where you can donate. You can send your checks to CASA itself. You can, if the website is up, you can donate online. I'm hoping that you are doing really well and that you're as excited as I am to start this campaign for CASA. I know there's a lot of you out there that are fans of CASA, that understand the work they do, and I want to be able to continue to do that for the next 25 years. So thank you very much, and I will see you in about 24 hours. Bye.